The 12th Man Podcast. Let's talk sports with Coach Dub. The 12th Man Podcast.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Coach Dub coming to you live from College Station, Texas, with your 12th Man Podcast for Week 9 Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week for the conferences. This episode of your 12th Man Podcast is brought to you proudly by Aggie Land Outfitters, a historical business that started in 1980 on the Texas A&M campus. To its first location in 1992, to its 3 locations today, Aggie Land Outfitters can take care of all your Texas A&M apparel needs. We're going to start in the ACC as always. And speaking of the ACC, wanted to give a shout out to one of my avid listeners, Georgia Tech's Jordan Vanderberg, all 6'3", 305 pounds of him, that they call him the Big Jacket down there in Athens. He has 22 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks on the season. Way to start off his senior year. All right, your ACC Offensive Player of the Week is going to be Georgia Tech running back Jamal Haynes. 17 carry, 206 rushing yards, 12.1 yards a carry. And he added a rushing touchdown. He also added 4 receptions for 38 receiving yards, averaging 9.5 yards a catch, and another touchdown that he caught through the air as the Yellow Jackets escaped Tallahassee with a late fourth quarter miracle and gutsy call to go for 2 in the win, 29-28. over Florida State. And your Defensive Player of the Week, sticking with that game, Florida State cornerback Edwin Joseph, who had 9 tackles and 1 interception. What a game by Edwin Joseph. And now for your ouch performance of the week in the ACC, we're going to jump over to Clemson. That's going to be Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik. He went 28 of 39 for 71%. He threw for 339 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, but 2 interceptions that earned him ouch performance of the week. And almost a game as the defense steps up and the Tigers win by the skin of their teeth, 30-26 over NC State. Now we're going to jump over to your Big 12. Your Offensive Player of the Week is going to be Texas A&M wide receiver Mario Carver. He had 11 receptions and 147 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. Sticking with the Aggies for your Defensive Player of the Week, that's going to be Texas A&M linebacker Scooby Williams. He had 10 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and added half a sack for the Aggies on the day. And now, for your ouch performance of the week, still sticking with the Texas A&M Aggies. Their quarterback, Marcel Zone Reed, went 37 of 50 for 74%, threw for 435 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, but 2 interceptions that almost cost them the game. But the Aggies hold on for dear life to stay undefeated, and they escape Lubbock with a 27-16 win over the Red Raiders. Now let's jump over to the Big Ten. Your Offensive Player of the Week in the Big Ten is going to be Missouri quarterback Bo Prabula. He went 43 of 52 for 82%. He passed for 478 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and only 1 interception as Missouri handles the Terps 37-27. And now for your Defensive Player of the Week, that's going to come from Notre Dame. That's going to be the linebacker Drake Bowen. He had 10 tackles, 2 tackles for loss as the Fighting Irish were tough up front playing smash mouth football and win comfortably over Navy 24-10. And your ouch performance of the week, Notre Dame quarterback C.J. Carr, 21 of 34 for 61%, 276 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, but a disappointing 4 interceptions against the midshipmen. Now we're going to jump over to the Pac-12. Your Offensive Player of the Week is SMU quarterback Kevin Jennings. He went 28 of 33 for 336 yards and 6 passing touchdowns and no interceptions as the Mustangs trample Oklahoma State 52-28. And your Defensive Player of the Week in the Pac-12 is going to be USC linebacker Eric Gentry. He had 6 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, and 3.5 sacks as the Trojans hold off Oregon State 28-20. And your ouch performance of the week is going to go to USC quarterback Jaden Ma'aiava. 18 of 28 for 64%, 302 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 3 interceptions as being a Trojan didn't protect him from the Beaver secondary on Saturday. Now, folks, we're going to jump over to the SEC. In the SEC, folks, your offensive player of the week is going to be none other than Alabama running back Jam Miller. 10 carries, 247 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He also added 5 receptions and 51 receiving yards as the Tide roll over their SCS opponent 70-14. And now for your defensive player of the week in the SEC, that's going to be Auburn cornerback Rayshawn Pleasant. He had 8 tackles, 1 interception, and a pass breakup, as this shootout was 1 defensive stop away from being a win. And War Eagle. Pleasant pick seals the deal. Auburn 49, Arkansas 41. And now for your ouch performance of the week for the SEC, even though Georgia pulled out a nail-biter 28-21 over Oklahoma, your ouch performance of the week is going to go to Georgia quarterback Gunnar Stockton, who went 6-16 for only 37% completion percentage, only threw for 156 passing yards. He did complete 2 passing touchdowns, but 1 interception, and that completion percentage will earn Gunnar Stockton your ouch performance of the week for week 9 in the SEC. That's all I got for y'all today, folks. Stay tuned in next time. This is Coach Dub signing off.